Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Standard Grind. I'm your host, Jack, and today we're doing some craziness. See if this works for y'all. Get everything running up on my phone. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. So we had a very special event happen. Someone went 7-0 in Swiss with goblins. And that's a
7-0 in Swiss with Goblin.
Well, as the Echo said, 7-0 in Swiss and Goblins. And so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going and giving credit to this list. Twitter. And the yellow submarine. Saddleback Lagac went 7-0 in the Swiss. Shout out to this Canadian regional champion. Played goblins, and we're gonna be playing this list on stream. So I brought it up over here on the YouTube, and let me just real quick get organized, and I'll show you the list that we're gonna be using. So this was General Quiniac's deck list from the other day, and this list was really good. This is the updated list that we have for our personal use after viewing General Quiniac's configuration. So this was the deck list. This one, I believe, 5 or 6 and 2, one of the two, 5-2, 6-2, both incredible records overall. And what it did was it trimmed on 3 drops and increased the number of interactive spells, cut the firebrands and the lackeys for Torch the Towers and Bastronauts. Bastronauts like lackey, it just does a better job of attacking. Torch the Towers, better interaction. It's kind of better than Firebrand. It doesn't get the Lord buff. It doesn't make you the dude off the Horde or the Seer Slicer. However, it's good removal. Tested that yesterday. It was good. But someone tagged me in this post about this list, which went 7-0 in the Swiss, and we changed up the we didn't save the sideboard, but that's fine. The main thing they changed was they cut the scamps completely, replaced them with Gary Wrench Goblin, which gives you more filtering and just a bigger body overall. And then they put the Firebrands back in exchange for cutting almost all of the 3 drops and increasing the 2s. So the 3s and the 4s are super dedicated to giving Krenko haste and activating Krenko. The 1s and the 2s are how most of the deck is played, and you're just like super aggressive on this axis. I have way too many lands. 2, 3. This is 23, and then the sideboard was Brother's Hood End. Sideboard 1, 2, 3. Paw Patch 2, 3. Agatha's 1 extra in the side. Also had Florenzi 1, 2, and Litho Mantic. 4 more cards. Check back on the list. I didn't have all of the necessary profile. Didn't have all the necessary wild cards in order to craft all the lands correctly. They play a lot more green sources than I have, but we're gonna try it. Only 3 torches, okay. That's where the 61st card comes from. And then Case and Chandra are the last 4 cards. So really interesting here, playing Case, which is a card that I'm really high on. It's like if you're playing mono red and you dump in your hand, Case just draws you 2 cards every turn, in addition to your normal draw. And then also Chandra is a card that I think a lot of people just haven't tested. And so being able to, make a 3/2 and then, give it haste and attack and then do that possibly every turn. Or you can just like sack the vehicle that you made last turn to draw. Or you could just discard to draw, which is very strong. And then your emblem is just whenever you get an artifact, you deal 3 damage to any target, which is pretty decent. So let me see. It was only 3 torch, so we trimmed that back down. This is 60. The other thing was the hint. I'm sorry. My sister's on a walk, and my dog wants to go join her, but she can't because there's coyotes outside. Coyotes. They're gonna eat you. Okay, we're back. The dog is happy, and that's all that matters. Hey, what's up, bro? What's up, Toadboy? How you doing? So, this feels good. Gotta find red-green dual lands. Not the ones that say Hinter, though. So we don't really have good red-green lands. So we really would like these Carplusian forests. We don't have any more rare wild cards. Cancel. So let's figure this out. Craft. I think I kind of want these man lands for some reason. They're just green and just the right color. Then maybe a couple commercial districts. Cut a bunch of mountains. 16 plus 4. This is 23. We don't have Cavern, but that list wasn't playing Cavern either. The list was playing the Raceway, though. I can't spell. Truly a goblin. Yeah, we're doing standard. A list went 7-0. What do we need green for? Green's usually or mainly just for the paw patch in the sideboard. It's to help us against the authority of the console's decks. The authority of the console decks that we usually can't beat. Let me see. So now this is the list that we're going to name it after the legend. Goblin D's ones. These Goblin D's 1/1s is what the deck was called, which is amazing. Saddleback Lagak. Gotta give credit to the author. Oh, come on. Edit. This. It's Lagak. Okay. We'll do it like this, and we're going to jump into a league. Yeah, I think you're right. You're definitely right. We've done this before, and it makes the deck bad. We'll just try to play it with the ones that we have. The issue is, like, they play 12 green sources, and so only playing, the 4. Yeah, the 4 that we have. 5 if we include this one. It's not going to go well. So what I could do is I could play Murex. Murex kind of does the thing. It lets me have a green source on ETB, so I just save it, I guess. So we could do that. This. And then they play the Cat Raceway. 19, 22, 23. This is 18, 21, 23. There we go. 60 cards. They're not the greatest cards, but they're going to work for us. And like that, we run it back. Yeah. Mirrex is really good. Yeah, straight up. Good input, though. I appreciate you saying we don't want tap lands because it's true. We really don't. And then we're just going to jump into some games. Just start testing out the matches. Probably going to play 5 or 6 with the deck and then compare it to the deck that we currently are playing and see if we can, adopt any positive changes from this list. Because 7-0 is quite an accomplishment. That's not the easiest thing to do for sure. Okay, here's the thing. These are all 1/1s. However, I think that their versatility is gonna really this one pumps itself. This one lets us draw. So it's like we have a lot of good stuff going on here. We're gonna start the engines. And we're back. Okay, so Thornspire Verge. We just kind of want to get this down. Then next turn we can go. We can get something else haste next turn. So play this guy. Sorry, I had to think. So attack. Next turn we can go other Grease Wrench plus Draconautics. Give all this stuff haste. Swing for 7. Yeah, start the engines is pretty good. Raccoon, okay. Nice. That's pretty awesome. So now we go Draconautics. Fire. So Firebrand just kills it, but that doesn't do anything. And it kind of wants to attack. So if we're doing that, I'm going to go Engineer, Firebrand. Firebrand's going to ping the Brazen Collector. Then we go to combat just for 3. Might hold this Amonkhet Raceway to discard the Grease Wrench. Or we could just play it and make a 4/4. Kind of like that. Let's play it, make the 4/4. It's got first strike, so we're just going to get through with the Menace, dude. So they get to keep the Raccoon, so they pseudo ramp. Three mana, 3/3 with Menace. It says, whenever you expend 4, you may discard your hand. If you do, draw 2. So if they have no cards in hand, that's great. Otherwise, it's pretty crazy. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, I was gonna say already max speed is kind of crazy. No blocks. May discard. So it's a good safety valve that is a may. As is. I think I just go to combat and I attack like this. I can pump this to the point where they can't really block. First strike's good. Just 2 is okay. Then we go other Grease Wrench, Draconautics. I don't know why I left this. I guess I left it up so I can give things haste, but that's not the greatest right now. And now what I can do is I can make a dragon, give it haste. Or just tap this to give the dragon haste. That's very strong. What's up, MTG? Appreciate you dropping in. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, we're testing a list that went 7-0 in a standard, I believe it's a cup. It was an event. It went 7-0 and then lost in the quarterfinals. But 7-0 with Goblins is kind of crazy. 4/1 counters. They gain Vigilance and Trample. Okay. It's totally fine. Yep. No blocks. Go to mine. Make the dragon. Give the dragon haste. Combat attack. Good game. Wow, these dragons are good. I didn't realize that. Yeah. I mean, I like dragons, but damn, the dragons flying over for the lethal. Okay, so what did we play against? We played against mono red raccoon or gruel raccoons. We saw a seed core, so we know that they're gonna be putting counters in their stuff. I think we want the Rother's Hood ends for sure. Probably Wishstrucker's Frenzy. Does Chandra even do anything? Actually, these vehicles are pretty cool because we have so many 1/1s. They can just be upgraded to 3/2s pretty easily. Let's try that. Let's go into let's take a more controlling route. Do a little transformational sideboarding. Firebrand's okay. Grease Wrench is okay. Sear Slicer's okay. Maybe Case isn't the best because we're playing control, so we're gonna have cards in our hand. Krenko's okay, but it's a little bit slow. I think we probably don't need Chandras. Brothers hit it, or this is not a Cauldron matchup. And we can just run it like that. Maybe because we're bringing in Brothers hit ends, we don't need. I'm going to cut 2 of the 1-drops so I can bring in 2 Chandras, and we'll try it like that. I want to test this bad card. Okay. Opponent, can you beat a Chandra on turn 4? I mean, this hand looks insanely good. All right, I'm gonna mute it whenever I'm eating this Jimmy John, so y'all don't hear infinite crinkles. But I'm still running through the curve. We're gonna be playing Bastronaut on 1. It's gonna get torched. They didn't have a torch. I'm confused. So we're gonna play this. Go to combat, attack. It's unblockable. Okay. Play and no. End the turn. They probably play a haste creature and then go to swing. Wow, just barely. Yeah. That's good. Damage is fine. Go to mine. Land. Man, we really can't even do that, which is crazy. We'll go to combat first. Attack. Blocks are good. Damage is good. Play another Bastronaut. End the turn. We're going to have Witchstalker up. Brothers Hidden is our safety valve. We really hope they don't have like counters to put on stuff. Play another 3/3, please. Once I get this to max speed, I'm okay with sacrificing these because then a future Howl Squad will give stuff haste. Storm the Seed Core is pretty bad. In response, I can't. I have to wait for them to attack. Wow. And now they're going to get 5 treasures instead. That's crazy. Okay, no blocks. Yeah, this is very bad. This is such a weird sequence. So I can go like deal it 5. Well, they're unblockable for now. Oh, I should have left one back as a blocker. I think what's crazy is we kind of have to just do this to kill the artifacts, take away their ramp, then end the turn. Next turn, I have the ability to play a Lord and then deal it 2 after the first strike damage. So maybe we can get in there. They do control a raccoon. That's pretty good. Okay. 2, take out the trashes. I like the raccoon themed removal. It's pretty cool. Put me to 4. Yeah. Play the Grease Wrench. Play the Horde Master. And the turn. So we need opponent to have actually nothing so that we can go block with the Grease Wrench, go to my next turn, block with the Horde Master, keep the Krenko alive long enough to block. Okay, so we need them to not win. Opponent is hellbent, so we're not really that scared of anything. Damage is fine, doesn't have trample. Oof, that's a good blocker. Go to mine. Mirix is another land, which is good because we're able to go Krenko plus the Firebrand. Oh, we could have given the Krenko haste with the Raceway. I'm so silly. No attacks in the turn. Could have just played Krenko because we already had the Lord. Tapped, make 2 dudes. Okay. Thankfully, we don't just lose. We're in a very bad spot, though. Go to blocks. Block like this. 1 block before damage. Ping your face to 13. Trigger. Another Firebrand. That's really good. Play a Mirix, which is another land, which is fine. Tap the Krenko. I would like to give this 2/2 haste. Next to combat. Just the 2/2. I would like to trade with this 2/2. Land is fine. I really want to get rid of this byway barter, but we'll take care of that soon. One block. Death triggered. Chandra's gone. No, Chandra would have been so good here. However, Howl Squad Heavy is just like lights out. So good. So I think if we go to combat, we have to declare our attackers right away. So we do this now, then we go to combat. And now we attack with everything. Good game. Well played, opponent. Okay, so 2 notes so far. Amonkhet Raceway, really good. Grease Wrench Goblin felt really good too, even though we didn't have that game. The Chandra also felt like it would have been really good. I didn't realize Chandra makes the vehicles that are 1/1's crew. That's like super ultra mega big brain. So I like that a lot. I actually got Chandra in my pre-release. I have 2 Chandras. 1, 2. It makes no sense to have 2 of the mythics in 2 pre-releases, but Chandra must really like me or something. So I got my two Chandras. I want y'all to see this. It's going right in the sideboard. Testing all this. We're testing it live for you, so you don't have to. Okay, that felt good actually. Now let's play against some of our harder matchups. I want to see what a Demir Bounce and a Caretaker's Talent list has to throw in our way. So Oculus is really good. It was quite unfortunate they had the helping hand, but now we're trying to scrape together enough damage to take it out and exile it with this Torch the Tower. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna this is weird. We need this so that we can have the 4th damage. Oh, but it's still not even close. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna attack with 2. And I'm just gonna torch this one. And we're just gonna say F it. Okay, so defending this one. Interesting. Trade there, that's okay. They defended a chart, of course. Because they wanted my Sear Slicer gone. That's fine. Land's good. Horde Master. Horde Master. Yep. That's pretty good. Go to combat. I'll attack like this. Nope. Land's gone. Go to combat. 2. That means this is an Oculus. Play a Sear Slicer. Pass it over. Flip it up. Oof. Prankster's pretty good too. Six in the air. I need another Lord. They got 2 blockers. That's pretty good. Don't think there's much I can do here. Torch is decent. Can deal 4, but not 5. Yeah, I'll concede. Let's go to the next game. I can't really punch through for meaningful damage, and I have no blockers. Not having dropkick in like this matchup specifically seems really hard. Firebrand's really not going to kill anything. We want something like Witch Stalkers or Paw Patch even. And the Cauldron, of course. Chandra seems good in these grindy matchups where we're kind of just trying to kill everything that they have. We can trim. Torch also doesn't seem the greatest. Let's try like increase our curve a bunch. Play pseudo control. I kind of like that. Let's run it back. And I was muted. I'm so sorry. So that's all on me. I should have definitely taken out the Agathas at the last possible moment. Just wait for my opponent to tap. And then when they cast their sorcery speed things that can only be that can only like target things at sorcery speed, I can just always exile their targets with the Agathas. So that was definitely a punt on my part. Oculus is good. Go to draw, play my land and my Krenko, and then die in the air. Good game, opponent. I will concede. Well played. You know what? Not having Leyline of the Void in combination to, not playing my cards right definitely makes this matchup really tough. And I feel like usually this match is just a race, right? It's who can go faster more consistently. And so I'm super excited to see how like lists like this pan out. Another thing that these kinds of lists have shown me is that you can kind of build goblins in whatever way you want. If you want to build it more mid-rangey, you can definitely do that. If you're trying to grind, you can do that. If you're trying to go super, super fast, this list is literally called Goblin These 1/1s. And that's funny as hell. Because it's an accurate representation of the way the list is set up. You just like have a billion 1/1s and you just chuck them at your opponent. This hand's a lot better. We have a combo here, but we have 4 Krankos, so we'll find another one. So this is an example of where I can go Raceway on 1, start my engines, but I don't really need to, honestly. I can start my engines on turn 2 just fine. Pass to attackers. My turn. Now we go Raceway, start my engines. And we really just want to do this now because my opponent, if I let them have mana up, will be able to pump it big enough to not have my Torch the Tower kill it. Yeah, so now we're just in the classic, get rid of all their creatures on curve. We really don't want to go Howl Squad, but we kind of have to because it turns our engines up to 2. Gives us a free guy, and it's a 2/3 blocker. But the issue is if they go land, and if 4, like, not, oh my god, they just conceded to the 2/3. What has actually happened? And this is where I feel like this matchup is probably like impossible for them at this point because now we just bring in like all these good cards, trim 2 Krankos, trim 2 Agathas, trim 2 Grease Wrench, and 2 Bastronauts. Kind of just run it back like this. Okay. Much better. Much better. This land has helped us a lot. So we're just going to start off with the Firebrand and just ping. We don't have anything on 2, which is kind of bad. I mean, an ectobiologist is pretty cool. Amonkhet Raceway starts my engines. Mouse is really good. Target the Emberheart Challenger. Land exiled. So even if they get a monstrous rage on this, the stuff still dies. Yeah, this Brother's Hit End is really good. That's so good. Better Pyroclasm, I'd say. Hard cast a Leyline. That's how you know they're in bad shape. Discard a card, then draw 2. No, I'd rather get this one down. Engines go to 2. This list feels tight. Like really sharp, well put together, good list. Gonna make me look at all these cards. A Vampire Sack deck. Oh, that sounds amazing, MTG. Yeah, I gotta go. I'll go back and watch that stream. 1000%. I'll like it and shit. If you guys don't know, MTG Hillbilly streams every single day and on the grind just like me. So if you like another Magic content, if you like more Magic content, you know, go check out the legend. And it looks like just did a vampire sacrifice deck. So if you like vampires as well as goblins, go check it out. As is, I really don't want to like just trade with the Heartfire hero. There's a slick shot coming too, so I'd rather kill that next turn. We can just go up, alt. Kind of like that. Let's go up, alt. Discard a card. I'll discard this one. Wow. Okay. This one attacks. Yeah. Show me Monstrous Rage. Actual factual giant growth? Sure. 6, 10. 12 if they have them, if they also have they don't have anything else. Okay. So I'll go 3 with the death trigger. Okay. What are we doing here? I would like to pitch discard this Chandra. We drew the land, play the land. Go to combat. Everything attacks. Max speed. Board wipe. We played the case instead of the board wipe. Oh, I can't believe it. How could we be so dumb? My hubris. Okay. Pitch this. Wow, that was such a big blunder on my part. I deserve that. I deserve that. That's the punt. I got you, bro. Anytime. That's the punt. You know what? You're probably going to see one punt a stream from me, and that was the punt. That was pretty bad. We had that game locked up. We were doing all the cool things. Okay. I will say, though, that felt good. Trimming the 1-drops, planning the board wipe, setting it for Chandra. Felt really good. Chandra kind of does the same thing, but it doesn't. It's so close. Chandra crewing for free is very nice, though. We need more interaction. This hand needs lands. Yeah, let's try like this. This is very bad. This is very, very bad. All right, there's our 1-drop. Just trade. We could just trade, right? We're hoping that they're just like, yeah, let's trade. They just plot a slick shot. Yes. Oh, sweet Mother of Mary of Joseph. Yes. On my Mulda 5, I will trade with your 1-drop. Yes. And then it helps me draw my card. Yes. We're gaming. Although we're super dead next turn to this slick shot. All right, opponent, show me the power. Scamp, sure. That's a goblin. If I lose to a goblin, I can't be mad. If I was standard mod, I could share my funny short. For sure. No, I got you. Oh, let me see. Land. Krenko. I don't think I can attack, but I'm going to. I want to get my speed up so I can just go crazy. All right, cast all these slick shots. Show me one spell. What? Show me one spell. The Lord can die. I have to be brave. Mm-hmm. Oh, no. Is this just like deals combat damage to a player? Yeah, so you can give it trample even though it was blocked. Still deals the damage so you can sack it to throw. That's so good. Not quite 5 lands. Although 5 lands also wouldn't help me here. I feel very dead. Brotherhood End is my only out here. And soon that's not going to be available to me. Burn spell? The reason they target my stuff. For sure. No, I got you. Yeah, I don't know how to do the mods, otherwise I'd let you. Let me see. Pass. I think I want to do this. Level it up. Kill the Draconautics. Yep. And a land. It's not gonna do it. Eventually they're gonna draw a burn spell and I'm gonna be in really bad shape. Pass to blocks. Block like this. Go to 3. Another ley line. Okay. Oh, well, now they see they should have. Good game. I'll concede. Oh, I'll play this and then concede. Yeah, we dealt the damage. Increase that speed. I will concede to the triggers. All right. Well, we messed up that one game that we definitely should have won, and that's our fault for sure, 1000%. Sometimes you punt real hard, and that's the beauty of Magic. Is learning how to keep going from the punts to the wins, to the punts to the wins. Because there's a lot of punts, but there's some wins in there. All right. Deep breath. Reset. Let's run it back. I've been really enjoying Standard recently, especially after Aether Drift came out. Jeremy. Wonder if it's my friend Jeremy. Click on my name in chat and options should come up. Okay. Let me look at that later. I'll play first. This hand looks great. If we hit one land, then Then we can play the Howl Squad Heavy. My opponent mulled once. So now we can go start our engines. Firebrand. Combat with 2 attackers. Go to 2 speed. When we play the Howl Squad Heavy, we go to 3, and then next turn will be at 4. If we draw a Krenko, we can make mana with the Howl Squad right away. It's very strong. Innkeeper's Talent. Meanwhile, I have a billion bodies. Get in there for some damage. 12. Yep. So opponent's gonna play something big, like a 3/4 with vigilance. Then put a counter on it. So I don't think we can really kill that. Actually, this is totally fine. We can kill this like 7 different ways. Fight spell. Fight spell. Target creature you control, target creature you don't control. If you cast it your main phase, that creature gets +1/+1, and it had prowess, so it got even bigger. Got rid of my house squad heavy. Play this land. So what I can do is I can go torch to bargain, sack by sacking. Another Bastronaut's pretty good. Leave that one on top. We'll go to combat. Attack with everything, and I'll pump this one. Go to damage and pass it over. My max speed, so does double strike now. Another target. Okay. So thankfully, this won't get big enough that I can't kill it with the torch and the firebrand and first strike. Oh, but it also has first strike. Ooh, things just got interesting. I also don't have a token to sack. Oh, but it is menace. We really want to leave this torch the tower up. The issue is if they play a spell that's big enough for our torch not to kill it, like they did with the Helena, we're going to wish we hadn't attacked with the firebrand again. So let's just go to combat and attack like this. Blocks are good. I'm going to pump it once. Damage is good. Play the Bastronaut, hold up the torch, pass the turn. It's an awesome card. Hunter's Talon, okay. Enters, target creature controls, deal damage equals power, target creature you don't control. Sure. Shoot a Bastronaut. Okay. Oof. If they played the Swift Spear first, they would have had a prowess trigger that we could have responded to. I'm going to torch this in response. Now this Bastronaut's big enough where I can just double pump, deal 6. It's so good. Now even if they draw removal next turn, they still die. Wow. GG, opponent. Well played. This looks like it's red-green counters. So I don't think Brother's Hit End is actually going to be good. Witchstalkers might be decent. Chandra's probably decent. Brother's Hit End is probably decent. We saw a decent amount of creatures early game. If we're doing that, we're going to cut these. Just play the control game again. I like this transformational sideboard. Being able to board into like control against these aggro decks are really is really good gameplay. Your opponent might take out all their creatures against you because they know you're playing goblins, but then they don't have any threats to win the game with. Can't cast any of these spells. But if I draw a mountain, I'm fine. Oof. Swift Spear is really good. I take it all back. The hand is amazing. Challenger's good. No blocks. That's crazy. I mean, no attacks. That's crazy. Play a Lord. Here I have a 2/2 now. Mm-hmm. Still no attacks. Wow. They're really scared. Or they're just gearing up for a huge attack. Yeah, what? Take out your mice. Leave you with the Swift Spear. I feel great about that. Monstrous Rage, yeah. Yeah, so Howl Squad heavy. Firebrand. Combat just this one. I'm super excited about this deck. I feel like the having a much lower curve and then being able to board into control feels so amazing. Exile my Lord is fine. Second speed and the turn. Cast the Questing Druid. Verge. Chandra. Just attempt to bury my opponent. Yeah, that's fine. Whoa. Yolga and Yydro is... I'm just taking that art in for a second. 6 mana for a 7/7. When it enters, choose one. It gains trample and haste till end of turn. At 5 target creature you don't control. 4 mana, discard this card, destroy target artifact or enchantment. Show this card in your library from graveyard, then draw a card. Wow. It's a lot of text. That card's really cool. So you can fight something, or you can give it trample and haste. Ape Dinosaur Turtle. It's pretty awesome. Like, what do the Phyrexians think they're going to do against King Kong Godzilla? Go to blocks. Double block. Go to mine. Starting to see the appeal for this Chandra. Just make like one vehicle and then you can just like loot every turn. Discard this card. And now we're not quite at max speed, but we can still go to combat, get a free attacker. Damage is fine. Second main, I'll play this Sear Slicer that gives me another guy, which then can let me crew this as a good blocker. It doesn't have any keywords itself, so it's just a vanilla 7/7, which is kind of crazy. Torch the Tower of the Sear Slicer is fine. Questing Druid is getting big. Howl Squad Heavy kicked. Okay. So now they're going to have two big dudes. Pull their Chandra. Crew. Go blocks. Block like this. Meh. That's a bad draw. We can go discard a card. Finally got to max speed. Play the Sear Slicer. End the turn, get another blocker. Pass it over. Yeah, I was going to say it's definitely a fight spell. Block like this. Chandra goes to 4. We really need a Krenko. So we'll do Mirex token. Go to mine. Sear Slicer's decent. We don't have an artifact, so we can't sack an artifact. We'll go to combat. Attacks. Second main. Play the Sear Slicer. We don't have an artifact, so we're going to make an artifact. And we'll pass. This is just a backup blocker if they kill one of these things. Do it again? Yeah, see, now we just go crew. That's fine. Make a Mirex. Attacks. To blocks. Block like this. Trade with one of them, so now we only need one blocker each turn. Eventually, we're going to find a Krenko. Card's somehow worse. Wait. Oh no, we forgot to we didn't zero, so now we don't have any blockers. It's really bad. I really messed this up. Combat attacks. This is really bad. Yeah, and if we're just able to keep making an army of Merixes, we might actually be able to get there, which is crazy. I mean, we still might get there with Merix, but like, if we made a vehicle every turn, we definitely fogged this Yadro and kept one of our mites alive every turn. So we might have gotten there, which is crazy to say. One blocker is really all they need. Merix is crazy. Drew all three of my Amonkhet Raceways, which is kind of crazy. At least the talent doesn't give it trample. That's a big thing. Although it can double, right? 5 mana. Yeah, they can make it double counters, which can be 2. Pump spell plus double counters gets us. Oh, it's so close. Okay, make a Merix. That's fine. Good game, opponent. That was so close. Okay, so even with the fumble, we still got there in the end. Yeah, Chandra feels like a legit thing. Brotherhood End also feels like a really good card. I definitely feel like the sideboard is like the truth. Probably play. I really like this deck, so we're gonna play 2 more, and then we're probably gonna do a little bit of EDH, and then we're gonna get ready for Modern, which starts in an hour. Super excited. I'm gonna put my sandwich in the fridge. I like it. I like it a lot. Keep the 7, try to stay okay. Don't be a man or woman today. But I don't know what I'm saying. Having fun. Teeve. My opponent's a little bit teeved. Maybe a little bit teeved at me. They don't really know I see what they see in me. Opponent. Gonna be playing Eldrazi Ramp by the profile avatar, and I'll be playing Mono Black Reanimator. A mold of 4. This is the Goblins build from the challenge. Yeah. This is the 7-0 list. Oh, I could have played Bastronaut. Silly Jack. I guess we can still get double or second speed next. Get to 2 speed. We're gonna figure these terminologies out. Jack is gonna get to second speed. Can I just call him Gears? Can I just say this is Gears? Get to second gear. It's like a 2 speed and it's not the same terminology, but I want to say it is. If they play a plains or a forest, No, they have to play exactly A planes, and then they have temporary lockdown up, but they played this beanstalk, which makes me think that they don't have that. I want to get to speed as fast as possible. So we'll play this, even though it's not the most mana efficient. Sear Slicer's good if they have a board wipe, but we don't know what they have yet. We want to save the Draconautics for a little while. Krenko's really good. I think we just go to combat, attack. No effects. Play the Sear Slicer. This plays into Day of Judgment pretty hard. Overlord's fine. We can play through an Overlord. We got a Sunfall next turn, then we're in trouble. So how do we play around Sunfall? We go Firebrand, kill a 2/1. Go to combat, attack like this. Blocks, trades. Damage is fine. I have 2 Krankos, so I'll play one. This can die. Sunfall it all away. Mm-hmm. I can go Draconautics, Grease Wrench, activate, attack for 2. They have a 4/4 I have to play around and a 6/6 in 2 turns. Hardcast Overlord. Okay, so it's a 6/5. Oh, baby, can we do something dumb? Oh, baby, I feel like we can have some fun. Yes. So we could just have done it in our turn, but I feel like leaving this up just to like kind of like try to sneak this out against them is going to be really good. Also, if they Sunfall, we don't want to give them like a billion token. We can just make it a 3/4 or a 3/3 or a 4/4. See, that's really good. We want them to do this. And then we can top deck like a Lord. They also get the 6/6 flyer this turn, and they can have the 4/4. So there's a lot of crazy shit going on. They probably have a ley line, though. I'll go to 14. That's fine. I'll tap to target my Krenko. They're going to leyline binding my Agathas in response. Yep. So that's a reason to do it all in our turn. Make this a 4/4 draw. Not looking good now. We can make a 4/4, Can't give it haste. No attacks. Pass it over. Yeah, it's close. Oh, and they have those are GG's. It's 11, 17 lifelink, 23 lifelink. Which I would have maybe been able to do it if they didn't have the interaction, but let's think about it now from our sideboard perspective. Does this do anything? This is nice and resilient. Agatha's is a little fragile. Case is really good. Frenzy hits most of their stuff. Kind of want to cut. Shave on the ones. Torch is horrible. Kind of just run it back like that. Upgrade all of our threats. Make a little bit of a bigger game plan. Try to be more consistent overall. Attempting just to take like Chandra and Case to the late game, and then use Paw Patch to pop the important things that they have. Killing Azure, naturalizing an enchantment. There's just a lot of really good stuff that we can do with Paw Patch. And actually, I think one of the only times I've ever beaten Caretaker's Talent was with a Paw Patch. Which made me really happy. Okay. Forgot to unmute. So we don't want to play into the temporary lockdown because they have access to more of them after sideboarding. Now we have a weird decision. We could play nothing or play Case. I decided to play Case to discard this Mirrex, but the issue with discarding this Mirrex is now our opponent has this Get Lost that they've left up on purpose for our combat. Now when we go to combat and we attack, they're going to get lost, but they're not going to get lost our Seer Slicer. They're going to get lost as Case because we didn't play it second main. It's always better to go to combat first, get your attack equity out there, force your opponent to make a decision. If they have a temporary lockdown, they're going to hit the Case. Because they hit our Seer Slicer, we're going to say they probably don't have a temporary lockdown because this Case is pretty scary. Or It could be they have other issues, like they're missing land drops. Okay, so they find something. That's good. Howl Squad is decent. I'm really looking for my 4th land for this Chandra. Don't really want to play into a board wipe. So the best thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a counter on this token. It's not my 4th land. I'm going to bin it. 4th land. Not my 4th land. I'm going to bin it. Krenko doesn't do me any good if I can't play it. Let's go 2-1 with upside. Combat 4. Pass it over. So now they have an interesting idea. They can either try to, play a overlord or play, some creatures to try to block, or they can just like try to dig for removal. If I'm them, I probably have 1 Sunfall and 1 other interaction spell. So I feel like you probably want to kill the 3/3 so that I have to invest more resources to put more pressure on. Like Beza is basically, yeah, it's perfect. Because you're going to make me overextend to try to kill Beza, and then I'm going to lose when you board wipe. So how do I counter that play pattern? Well, what I can do is I can Witchstalker Frenzy on attack, hit the 4/5. 2 other. We can go Fanatical Firebrand their face. Max speed. Play Bastronaut. Give Bastronaut haste. Go to combat. All attacks. Witchstalker Frenzy the Beza. Trade with the Grease Wrench. No? Okay, trade with the Bastronaut. Because they only get to kill 1 of the fish. That makes sense. But I get the most damage in. Now they Sunfall. And I hopefully top deck a land for this Chandra. If not, I get to play this Howl Squad. Somehow that's better than Sunfall. Because they have the option now, like of when to use these as removal spells. Excuse me. I don't want to discard these for lands, which makes no sense. I'll just play the Howl Squad heavy. Like super play into the board wipe. Just get the removal out of their hands, which is honestly all I need to do is just get the removal out of their hands. I mean, I feel like I'm in a good spot. They can pay 2 mana for a Leyline Binding. No, they can pay 3 mana for a Leyline Binding. Okay, they deign to go for a 6/5. Is it other goblins? It's just each goblin. So this is in itself a mana dork. Play Krenko. Krenko has haste. Tap Krenko. No, I should have waited. That's fine. Combat. These attacks. If they have a Zur and they can just go Zur, activate, or just Zur activate, I'm pretty bad. I'm in a pretty bad spot. This Howl Squad heavy being able to tap for red is insane. Might win us this game. They have to kill the Howl Squad heavy. And then after they kill the Howl Squad heavy, they have to kill the Krenko. It's like super, super close. Because if I untap, well, they're going to do something. Okay. Their game plan is stall until they can find a Sunfall. I don't know if that works here, opponent. Leyline Binding? Yeah, that looks like they found a Leyline Binding. I think that's the only good 1-mana spell. Oh, Analyze the Pollen's also really good. So they can go grab an Atraxa. Oh, a Zur for next turn. So we have to punch through 6 blockers. Message received. Tap this. Play this. 0 this. Tap this. Combat. This one. Next to attacks. This is 6, 7. So they would block 1, 2, and then in 5, they would take 3, go to 5. And then I would just super die on the backswing. I think we just attack like this because we get the attacker back. Now I'm going to start drawing a bunch of cards off the case. Sunfall. For some reason, Sunfall here is really good for me. That's fine. So they put the Zur not as a creature because they're going to play, or they put the Overlord not as a creature because they can play Zur and then activate to make it a creature. So now they can attack basically with impunity. They're going to start being aggressive. Probably just with those creatures. Interesting. Just with the one. Okay, so they get the dudes. Then we'll go to blocks. And we'll block. They'll gain 7. They'll go up a lot. We just need to find one Lord and we'll be okay. So we draw 2 cards. And now we draw again. We go pitch to discard, draw, play a red source. Play a Lord, play a Firebrand, tap the Krenko. Next to combat, make this a vehicle. Next to attacks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Eight attacks. I guess we could have swung in for another 24 damage. Yeah, this is me playing scared, and we're going to lose because of it, probably. Because they block, Let's see, how much do they take here? They probably don't take like anything here. Yeah, in fact, they gain life here. I lose 7 dudes. I get 7 death triggers, which is pretty rough. So next turn I have a pretty good sweep. Oh no, I can tap this house quite heavy. That's right. I can totally just play into everything. But I will not. I will instead dine to pass. Beanstalk's good. Probably going to draw Sunfall. They slam that. If they drew it, they slam that. Binding is really good too because you can hit my Lord. Resolves. That can resolve. That can resolve. That can target. The house squad heavy, given everything haste, eh? That does make sense. So we'll have that resolve. Then the Sunfall. Exile the Krenko. Okay. Looks like it's the ride's end, folks. Yeah, we definitely should have attacked last turn. Because they would go to 21, but they take another like 24 damage, so we would have won. We just didn't swing out. Sometimes there's reasons to swing out. Opponent can go to combat, trade with like our board. Right? We have enough to trade with all their creatures, right? They might be thinking they might have another removal spell to just take out our Lord, get us to get rid of like a bunch of our 1/1s. Pass to blockers. We're going to call their bluff. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Kill my Lord. Trades all around. A bajillion death triggers. There's going to be a Krenko in here. There goes the other Chandra. There goes another Lord and a Howl Squad. All right, opponent. I feel like if you didn't kill my Lord there, you probably don't have removal. And if you don't have removal, I think you're dead. They have 3 mana up, so they can animate this, or they can like cast triple Leyline Binding. I'm not sure. Beginning of your upkeep. Discard your hand, then draw 2 cards. Oh yeah. Also, none of these cards are in my hand. I would like to discard my hand, which is 0 cards, and just draw 2, and then draw. All right. A bajillion resources to work with. Let's not fuck this up. First thing we want to do is uptake. We're going to discard. Pitch a land to draw. Still no Krenko, huh? Interesting. Howl Squad heavy. Give it haste. Two more mana to use. Probably play this Lord. We have 18 cards left, so we might just deck ourselves if they board wipe, like with Wrath of God. But what we're going to do is we're going to go tap Howl Squad. Play another Lord. Play a Firebrand. Play a Grease Wrench. Play a Sear Slicer. Play a Draconautics. Combat. Make this thing an artifact. All besides the Lords and the Sear Slicers. Make it a 6/6. That's fine. Wait, if we attack with the rest of our creatures, do we get there? No, because they have 7, 9 blockers. Yeah, so they'd be fine. We just like take out a lot of their board. We pitched a mountain already to redraw, so redrawing into the mountain wasn't the greatest, but at least we got that land out of the way. There could be a Krenko on top, so if they board wipe, we're not in the worst spot. And then they hit the Lord, so they go from 4/4s to 3/3s, and we get a billion death triggers. That's fine. Trades. 14 triggers. I got 4 cards left in my library. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. And on my turn, get some death or end step triggers. Now, what's insane is because we have a house squad heavy, they can board wipe and we can still win. If you draw your whole deck and you still can't win, maybe it's a really bad matchup. Beans is good. Overlord's good. Not as a creature, which means they're digging for a Sunfall. Binding a Lord, probably. Or Binding still looking for a Sunfall. Take the Chandra? No, take the House Squad Heavy. Smart, because that's the ramp. Opponent's got 20 cards, 21 cards left in their deck. They got some digging to do. I think I got 4. Yeah. Sometimes you gotta play your cards. And sometimes you gotta stop playing your cards or you'll die. Because of Lord Death Triggers. 6? Yeah. No trades, eh? Okay. Impending's good. Let's do something stupid. That's good. Discard my hand. Draw 2. Draw 1. Got 1 left. I got 1 card left in my deck. Play a Thornspire Verge. Play a Howl Squad. I would like to give it haste. They kill it in response. No. I would like to give it haste. They kill it in response. Oh my god. Okay, now we float the mana. And then the Get Lost can resolve. Sure. We have no more library. It's all gone now. We just can't play anything that says draw. Play another Howl Squad heavy. Oh, but this one doesn't have haste. No, but this one will give my Krenko haste. Okay, now what we do is we play Draconautics Engineer. And this gives this Howl Squad haste. Now I can play a Krenko. This is when stuff gets crazy. So now I can tap Krenko, make dudes, tap Howl Squad, make the mana equal to dudes, play Krenko, keep Krenko, death triggers, tap Krenko, play another Draconautics, play a Bastronaut, and the opponent concedes. All right, we won a game versus Zur Enchanter. That's what it took. All of that is what it took to beat Zur Enchanter. We had to flip our entire deck, and the Chandra almost did nothing, but it helped us filter the better cards. That was amazing. That was a great fucking game. Deep breath. Reset. All right, we're so close. Probably be the last one. Got to go to Standard at the Boar's Hat tonight. So last game, last match. If we can win against Zur Enchanter, I don't know. This hand is pretty bad. The deck was like, well, don't get your hopes up, buddy. Bottom this one. Good luck, opponent. These Wishstalker Frenzies probably shouldn't be in the deck. But I'm scared of Zur. Archive is good. Because of you. What is this art showing? Is that a bug growing? Land pass. Beans good. Play a land and then I'll pass the turn. Do I kill the beans? No, killing the beans doesn't do anything. I want to hold the Paul Patch for like a Caretaker's Talent or something that like absolutely kills me. Like an Overlord or a Leyline Binding. Case is pretty good. Just play a land. I mean, just play a lord. Attack for 3. Make a dude. Land Sunfall. I expect the Sunfall. Opponent is really tanking over this land drop, trying to figure out how to sequence their next turns, probably. Foresight is hard. Totally understand. Go with the basic planes so that they can slam the Sunfall. No, play the Beza, hold up a Leyline Binding. Try to appear weak, but also have the Leyline Binding up. Interesting. So I can go Lord. So when they have the Leyline Binding, they only can take 1. So these stats are the stats I'll currently see. Go to combat. Would like to... Really? Sure, 3 attacks. Frenzy the Beza. Binding in response? No. Now they binding. Hit the untapped Horde Master so that they can block the Lord and keep a fish back for next turn. I'm really glad the top card's not a land, because if the top card was exiled and it was a land, I would have been frustrated. I need that land so that I could advance the board state a little bit faster. Missing these 4th and 5th land drops are actually pretty important here. That's how I won last game. Was the Howl Squad heavy? Was it Llanowar Elves? So next turn they get that, which is bad. Play a Sear Slicer. Play a Grease Wrench. Attack like this. They can trade with the fish if they want to. Yep. I get both these tokens back. This is a Sunfall. Really no other reason not to leave up your blocker. I mean, that's a good reason to leave up your blocker. So now I wish I had Paw Patch the Beanstalk on 2. They've drawn 4 cards from it. Howl Squad's decent. Do we wait? Act weak. We can Paw Patch the Mistmoors or get our Lord back. I kind of like get our Lord back. Hit the enchantment. Go to combat. Attack like this. So now when my goblins die, I get death triggers. Still not the greatest, but it's something. Another leyline binding. Oof. They take the Lord. No death triggers for me. And now if they're able to just like, you know, I was gonna say if they temporary lockdown, but they don't even need to. Their attacking pressures me enough where I have to be defensive. Second beans is probably going to be it. Now any 5-drop that they have replenishes their hand pretty much. Overlord's really good. So now even if they Sunfall, they still have the Overlord in the future. I think we play as many blockers as possible. We could have played the Howl Squad. It makes a dude that jumps in front of a token, but they probably take it, go to 15 and just kill us. 8 in the air, that's 10 in the air. I can shoot 2 to make it 8 in the air. I can block the ground creatures. We can't attack. Shoot a insect. Triple block here. That's still 10. Okay, so yeah, we trade here, but then they only have 8 in the air instead of 10 in the air. And I still have my 3 blockers on the ground. This dies to 1 removal spell. Good game, opponent. Well played. Well, Xur's a really good deck. And we didn't see Authority of the Consoles, but just being able to turn your enchantments into lifelinking creatures. Also, just being able to dump a bunch of overlords over and over again on the battlefield is so strong. And those insects, dying to those insects is something else. But thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a beautiful day. And I'm gonna go to my locals now. I'm gonna play at the Boar's Hat Gaming for standard. Monday night is standard. So hope you have a nice day, and I'll see you soon.